Good morning, everybody. We are live. We are live with the amazing Mr. Chris Naugle, America's #1 money mentor. We're going to talk money. We're going to do some quizzes. We're going to educate you on your finances. Hey, listen, we are in a new world order right now. I want you to know we are in a new world order. The old money rules do not apply anymore. Y'all got to listen to me now. The new money order, new world order, the old monies do not apply. So I love to have my buddy Chris Naugle on, America's #1 money mentor, author of 2 or 3 books. He had a hit TV show, Risky Builders on HGTV, Series 7, Financial World Planner. He's done over $50 million worth of real estate. So we're going to educate you today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some quizzes. We're going to give away. So this is a giveaway. So if you'd like to win, go ahead and hit share for me. Hit share for me this morning. Let us know where you're watching from. Amanda's in Australia. It's going to be hard shipping to Australia, Chris, but we'll see. We'll see. Indiana's in the house. That's a little bit easier. Here's Nicole Hines is watching from England. Look at that. Donna Daly wants to win. Who wants to win? D. My girl D. What's up, D? Miss you. Dan's watching from Detroit. Be careful. Be careful. Detroit's hot. Rochester, New York. Stay safe. Awesome. Morning from Virginia, USA. What's up, Clayton? Looking sharp, bro. Look at that. Looking sharp. Orange County, California. I hear you guys are opening up. No masks or anything required anymore. All right. Cool. So please hit share for me. We want to give some prizes away today. I'm also going to start doing, I know I've been saying this for a couple of weeks, some coronavirus videos, again, because, you know, it's the obese population. They are at risk. Our numbers are not going down. We might have a second peak within this first peak. That's never fun. 7.5 million cases worldwide, 450,000 deaths, over 2 million cases in America now, 113,000 deaths. Now, listen, for all the negative naysayers, you go back to look at my early coronavirus videos. I said we would be lucky if we kept the number of American deaths below 100,000. Go look at those videos. Who remembers me saying we would be lucky if we kept the deaths below 100,000? And now we're at 113,000 today. Today's June 12th, right? And it's not going to stop. We're projected to have 140,000 by August in America alone, deaths. So we got to be safe. So I don't want to go back talking about coronavirus because it draws too much negativity, too much politics, too much whining, complaining. I'd rather show you guys my garden, talk about money. I'd rather do a cooking show. But damn, what good is that if people are dying from coronavirus? Am I right? Okay. So there we go. Share remembers, right? Here you go. There you go. Kathy remembers. All right. We got crazy stuff. Casinos is opening up. We got to be careful. All right. All right. Hey, what's up? Okay, let me bring on my buddy, Chris Naugle. He's been waiting for a while. We've got 300 people on this feed. This is awesome. So Chris Naugle is known as America's #1 money mentor. He's a former pro snowboarder. And I found out, Chris, you're going to like this. I found out that one of the people in my challenge group, her sons grew up watching you snowboard and was floored that their mom knows you from this challenge. So I thought that was pretty cute. And he opened a chain of Fat Man boards, stores, and then eventually went into the financial world. He's done over $50 million worth of real estate, had a show on HGTV called Risky Builders. You can still check those out. And with that, I'd like to bring on my buddy, Chris Naugle. There you go. Woo-woo! Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? We're going to have some fun today. Give some stuff away, learn while doing it. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to do quizzes, and they have an opportunity to win prizes, right?
Yeah, lots of prizes. I mean, from books. We got books. I got real estate books. I got Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery. I've got shirts. This one is, you were talking about my clothing store. So this shirt, whoops, was the very first shirt that I ever did because of a situation that happened when I was a kid. And we're going to talk about that. Got other shirts and some cool glasses we're going to give away. The rosy colored glasses. So these are the money multiplier glasses. So we're going to give some of those away. And we're just going to do it just by asking questions, but not just questions, but we're going to learn. We're going to learn about money, and how we're going to do that is through this little Q&A, through this almost Jeopardy style thing where the first person that dings in and gets the right answer gets the prize shipped to them. Now, if you are overseas, so I know you mentioned that, overseas shipping is crazy. I am willing to ship anywhere in the US. If you win from, another country, all I would ask is that you pay the shipping. That's all I would ask, because I shipped to Australia, to England. It can get expensive. So if you pay the shipping, I'll ship it to you. But yeah, it's difficult shipping overseas.
Okay. And just to be clear, if they win, they're going to contact you through that email address right there, right?
Correct. Yep. So, and I've got something really special I put together for every one of you of training specifically for you guys about something that I'm doing that you have to see. But if you win something, you're just going to email your name, your address, and your email to that email right there on the screen, chris@themoneymultiplier.com. And then once I get it, I will literally ship it out. We'll package it up this weekend and you'll have it shipped Monday. And then that is also going to be the email you're going to use for this special video that I've prepared based on some of the content we're going to talk about.
Do you want to tell us what that video is about?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So many of you may or may not know, but I am a new father. So I'm 42 years old and this is my first daughter. So we just had her. She's 3 weeks old. Her name's Viviana. So when you have a daughter, or many of you are already parents, so you know way more than I do. But the first thing I realized is now my entire life is about her. Not me. It's not about, I don't work for me anymore. I now work for her. She's the boss. So in that, what I did is, you may or may not have saw the trainings we did on the Money Multiplier, which is a 200-year-old banking concept. It's exactly what this book's about, mapping out the millionaire mystery. It's one of the biggest secrets of the wealthy. And I want to show you a new plan that I just set up for myself. I want to show you exactly how my plan works. I want to show you how I'm going to use it to buy real estate, how I'm going to use it to pay off debt. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it to fund Viviana's college. But if Vivi doesn't go to college and she decides to go off and be a pro snowboarder or a pro surfer, the money's there to fund her surfing or snowboard excursions and travel, because that stuff's expensive. Becoming a pro athlete is very expensive. So we need money. But this plan will fund that. But then once Vivi's off doing what she wants to do, there's going to be money there that will help Vivi pay for her first house deposit, like the house deposit on her house. If she decides to do that on her own, great. This plan can double down and be used for my supplemental retirement plan. And I just show you the whole life cycle of this plan, the returns that I'm going to get, the gains I'm going to have, and how this plan changes my future, but her future. And it will be incredible for you to see how that works. And I thought there was just no better way to do it than just tell my story of how I'm doing it.
I can't wait. How long is that video?
If you've already seen the Money Multiplier, the video is only 30 minutes. If you haven't seen the Money Multiplier, I do a little segment in the beginning explaining the banking concept. So if you watch the whole thing, it's just a smidgen under an hour. But if you get to the meat and potatoes of my plan that I'm doing for Viviana, it's like 30 minutes long.
So anybody can get that video, though, if they just email you at that address?
Oh, yeah. You don't have to win to get the video. So any of you that are interested in getting this video, and I literally just prepared this. It's kind of rough. It's not edited. It's not professional. It's raw. And I'll send that to you. All you do is send me an email to that email on the screen and just tell me, send the video. That's all you got to say in the subject line. Send the video. And I'll reply and I'll send you the video along with a couple other resources.
So go ahead and do that right now, everybody who's watching. Just open up your email, your Gmail, whatever you use, and go to chris@moneymultiplier.com. Subject line is send me the video, and mention Dr. V if you like. Mention, hey, I saw you on Dr. V. Can you send me the video? And his team will get that to you right away. All right, let's keep going. Let's
do this. All right. First question. And for the first question, let's start off with, let's give away a shirt. Let's start with a shirt. So the shirt I'm going to give away is a V-neck, super soft, and it just says The Money School, Wealth Building Strategies. So I got all sorts of cool shirts, but I'm going to give just a basic one away to start. I can give any size. I think I have full sizes in this. So if you win it, just email me right there and tell me what size you need of the shirt. So here's the question. First person that gets the answer the most correct, it doesn't have to always be correct. It has to be the most correct, wins the shirt. So the first question is, what business in the world uses compound interest?
Mm.
Let's see what the
What
question.
business in the world?
Any business in the world, but what business uses compound interest? The
Uses-
first or the best answer wins the shirt.
I know this answer's wrong.
Okay,
Banking?
Carlton, banking, banking, banks.
Everyone says that, huh?
Yeah, it's the most common answer.
How about this one?
Okay, credit cards.
Oh! I think we have a winner. I can't catch up.
Okay, keep going.
No, that's not it.
Not insurance companies. No.
How about this one?
No.
Oh,
Remember, it's what company
How about this one?
uses compound interest. What company uses compound interest? Well, real estate is a sector. It's not really a company. So I need
we
like
go,
what
here we go, here we
company?
go.
Credit?
No.
No.
How about this one?
Accounting? Well, yeah, but accounting's a sector. It's not a company.
Oh. Well, no. There it is.
No.
No. It's not mortgages.
Mm-mm. No, come on. Somebody's got to know this. Somebody has to have watched the Money Multiplier video and would know this. Payday loans? No. No, I know you're all like, what? How can it not be one of those, right?
No.
Money lending companies? No. No, it's not life insurance. They don't use compound interest.
Oh.
Remember, reiterate the question. What company uses compound interest? So you guys your answers are not 401ks aren't companies, but 401ks are certainly compound interest, but that's not a company. I need what company uses compound interest.
I guess they're confused.
They are no. Yeah, but it's a simple answer, but it's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking. I'll go on. I'm going to give the answer in just a second. We're going to go on. Yep. Actually, all right. You know what? I'm going to go with Judy's. Your company. I'm going to give it to Judy. It's the only one that's even close. Here's the true answer to the question. None. There is not a company in the world that uses compound interest. Banks was the most common one, right? Banks don't use compound interest, folks. Banks pay you compound interest. Banks charge you compound interest. They do not use compound interest. Insurance companies, they don't use compound interest. They pay you compound interest, or they charge you compound interest. So the truest answer is Judy's answer, your company, because our whole lives we are taught to believe in compound interest. And in believing in compound interest, I'm not saying that's bad, but what you have to do is give up control of your money. You have to park your money somewhere and leave it and to get compound interest. But here's what banks do. And here's what insurance companies do. And here's what Wall Street does. And here's what grocery stores do. And here's what car dealerships do. Every company moves money. When you go into a bank and you deposit money with your bank, you go in and you take your dollar bill and you give it to the teller. Does the teller take your money, put it in a little box in the back with your name on it? And then when you come back, do you get your dollar bill back? If you wrote your name on it, would you get that same dollar bill back? No. Nope. They move your money. Everything in the universe is in motion. Therefore, in order for a business to be successful, they have to move money. So the true answer to that question is there is not a business that uses compound interest. They all move money. Groceries move off the shelves. Cars move off the lots. Clothes move out of the stores. They all move money. Banks are the masters of moving money. We have just been taught to believe in parking our money and not moving our money, which means that everybody else has the opportunity to make money on our money. That was the lesson out of that one. So great job, you guys. No one had the wrong answer. You just were taught the wrong things your entire life about how money works.
That's really eye-opening, man. Like, let's spend a little time on that. So if we're taught that, and what other lies have we been fed, man?
My goodness. Well, how about the lies with the stock market? We don't even want to go there. How'd you guys like the markets yesterday, right?
I didn't see what happened yesterday.
1,800 point drop in the markets.
Wow.
That's what happened. The market.
We've been talking about that since last week.
We have, I've been talking about this forever, about the markets dropping, but everybody was so caught up in the fact that the market was going up. Everybody's, oh my God, we're at the end. Businesses are opening back up. States are opening back up, but all the states that open back up from Arizona to Florida, they're double now in the coronavirus. Does that scare you? Yes. That means that we're not there yet, which means now the market's pulling back. Where are we headed? You know, this would be a question, but we don't have the answer because we can't time the market. But where could the Dow Jones go? We are almost at the same levels we were. The Dow Jones could go down to 16,000, which would be almost shedding half of its value right now. Don't be surprised if it goes there, folks. I'm just warning you. I'm warning you because I know a thing or two. Don't be surprised.
He does know a thing or two. I can tell you that. What's it doing this morning?
It popped back up, but it's not holding those levels. So I'm not going to get technical, but the market fell 1,800 points yesterday. And it went down, down, down all day long. Today, it popped up at the open. I haven't checked it, but I just did a training because I do a training every morning for a group of 10 people, teaching them the stock market and how to trade it up, down, sideways. But anyway, it popped up, but it popped up to what's called the 200-day moving average. That's like the average price of a particular stock in 200 days. It's popping to that level and it's resetting back down. It's not going to hold. It's not, because if coronavirus start ticking back up, businesses don't keep opening, airlines don't fly more people. You get the drift, right? It's just going to compound and go down and down.
That's awesome.
Very important. Yeah, it's very scary. And anybody that's in the markets, you need to understand.
In the markets.
Yeah, Warren Buffett says, buy low, sell high, and don't lose money. And the only way to not lose money is to understand that you got to follow 1 and 2. Now, we've all been buying low, and we understand that, but nobody ever sells because they're scared to sell or they get the wrong advice from somebody. So if you are at this level and you can't handle dropping another 30%, sit off on the sidelines. If you're in a 401k, just go in and move your money into cash. Just play it safe. Then when the market goes down, buy again. Pick and choose and buy anything when the market's down at the 18 or 19 or $16,000 level. Doesn't matter what you buy.
Hey, so just as a reminder for people who are just jumping on, your email address here, you did this 30-minute video showing how you are setting up a plan for your newborn baby who's 3 weeks old to have her college paid. And this is not one of those state-funded college, what were they called?
Oh, no, not a 529. No. This is I'm just setting up a banking system for her, but I'm going to use that banking system. So I'm setting it up for her, but I just told you there's not a business that uses compound interest. Well, I don't use compound interest either. I make compound interest, but my money moves. I'm always moving my money. I deposit money for Vivi's college. I take it back out and I use it to make more. I deposit it, take it out, deposit it, take it out. But I'm making compound interest the whole time. If you knew, go ahead.
There's 300 people watching, so you better get 300 emails to Chris at the Money.
Oh my gosh.
That says, hey, send me the video. I saw you on Dr. V's live. Just send me the video, and your team will send that out. So that's
and just so everybody knows, there's no sales. That a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's going to send me this video and try to sell me nothing. No, folks, I didn't do this video to sell anything. It's just a video that's going to show you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And when you're done with this video, number one, you're going to have the biggest aha moment in your life. You're going to be like, holy crap. This is what the wealthy people do. This is what the Rockefellers do. This is what banks do with their money. I'm going to show you how to move money in a way you never even knew possible without taking any risk, without losing control of any of your money, and without you having to work a second or a day longer than you are right now.
So if you know anybody who needs some financial advice or help, please hit share. We're going to get some people on here and going to have a good time. Go ahead. Let's do our next quiz.
Let's do the next one. So this book, Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery. So step into the secrets of the wealthy. Everything I just explained is in this book. This book literally teaches you everything that video is going to show you. So let's give this book away. So the next question I'm going to ask. All right. Let's see. This is a movie quote. You guys like movies. So let's do a movie quote. Name the movie this quote is from. And here's the quote. Ever wonder why fund managers can't beat the S&P 500? Because they're sheep, and sheep get slaughtered. What movie is that from? And I'll read it one more time. This is a movie quote from a movie. And it said, ever wonder why fund managers can't beat the S&P 500? Because they're sheep, and sheep get slaughtered. What movie is this? And it was a movie in the 80s, just so you know. So right there, Miss M. Duff, got it. Wall Street, the original Wall Street, 1987, Michael Douglas, sheep get slaughtered. Darn right. That's why managers can't beat the S&P 500, because they're never going to be able to. There's way more to it than just that. And they're sheep. They get eaten by the wolves. And you want to learn how to be the wolves? This is it, folks. So Mr. or well, I don't know, it's M. Duff, but Mr. or Mrs. Duff gets this book. So email me right at the bottom. There's my email, Chris at the Money Multiplier. Send me your name, your address, and your email.
Another book to my girl D.
Oh yeah, let's do 2. So I'll give 2. So D, same thing. Send me your name, your address, and your email, and just make sure when you guys email me about your product that you won, tell me what you want. You want mapping out, because I won't know. Mapping out the millionaire mystery. So email that to me, and both of you get the book. Great job with that one. I didn't think somebody was going to get that because that's an old movie. But listen, look at you guys.
Well, D's older.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. Let's see.
I love you, D.
All right, let's do another one. So the important thing to learn about that quote. Let's just do the learning lesson out of that. What is the learning lesson out of what was said in that 1987 Wall Street movie? Here's the learning lesson. If you think you can time the market, you're wrong. Even the best people in the world, people like Ray Dalio right here, one of the smartest minds in the stock market, he can't time the market. Well, that's what fund managers try to do. A lot of fund managers try to time the market and they can't beat the S&P. You just can't beat the machine. It's too efficient. So that's why he says, because they're sheep and sheep get slaughtered. Don't try to time the market, and also be careful who you take your advice from. If you're being put into mutual funds, I'm not saying that that's altogether bad, but just know that you could potentially be you could be the sheep. And all I'm telling you is what's coming. You might not like it.
That's all right.
You want to do another one?
Yeah. What's the next prize?
All right. So next prize, this is my buddy's book. Chris Prefontaine wrote this book, Real Estate on Your Terms. Don't you like things on your terms? Don't you like being in control? And if everything was on your terms, we'd all live better lives, right? So this is a great book, not mine, but a good friend of mine. So the question I'm going to ask about this is more real estate question. And this is a very simple one, but let's see who gets this, because it's not a lot of these questions. You think you know the answer, but they're just not as simple as that. Okay. So what the heck is good debt? We all know about bad debt, right? But what is good debt? What is good debt? First person that gets that gets the book, Real Estate on Your Terms. What the heck is good debt?
All right.
So, let's see.
I'm not seeing any comments right now. I don't know why.
I don't either.
There we go. No.
Nothing. Oh, no, there absolutely is good debt. So we've been taught our whole lives to believe that all debt is debt, or all debt is bad, which is not the case. There is absolutely good debt and bad debt. Okay. Debt that makes you money. Terry, go a little bit deeper than makes you money, because that's not telling me what good debt is. But I like where she was at. Mortgage, investment. So an investment isn't debt. Paying on time, no. Debt makes you money. Okay, but what kind of debt makes you money? What the heck is that debt that makes you money? All right, rental property, but what kind of debt comes along with rental property? Some people said a mortgage, but mortgage is not good debt. But debt, right there, she nails it, Rosa. Debt that will turn into an asset, or how about a cash producing debt? I'm going to give it to Rosa, a cash producing debt. So if you've got a mortgage on a rental property, everybody was saying the same thing, but you were dancing around it. I was looking for the specific thing. So if you're a real estate investor, you are going to always leverage debt. You're going to use debt to make money. But how are you going to determine what's good and what's bad debt? Credit card debt, bad. Worst kind of debt you can have. But what is good debt? How about a 25 or a 30-year mortgage on a duplex that is cash flow positive? Is that a debt? Yes, but it's a cash producing debt. It's making you money. The difference between an asset and a liability is one thing. A liability costs you money, an asset makes you money. So if you have an asset that makes you money, but it has debt on it, isn't that good debt? Yes. So that was the answer. That was a great one. And actually, Sue Marie would have got that. Do you want me to give two? You want me to give Sue Marie a book too?
Sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Sue Marie, that's good. Income property. But again, it would be an income property that has a mortgage or some type of debt on it. As long as you're cash flow positive, that would be good debt. So there we go. So both of you that won that book, Real Estate on Your Terms, email me your address, your email, and tell me what you won. And you guys got it. Awesome. Yeah, right there. Right there. It's backwards for me. So, all right, let's go on. This stuff's awesome. I have so much fun giving stuff away.
That's cool.
Oh, wow. Let's see which one. Yeah, let's use this one. All right. We're going to give away my book. The Private Money Guide. This is sources to finding money, where to go, and how to ask. This is the book. This is my first book I ever wrote. I literally can tell people I wrote the book on private money. So we're going to give the Private Money Guide away. And here's the thing, and we're going to have fun with this. It's kind of a joke.
Chris, real quick.
Yeah.
Can you tell people what private money is?
Yes. So private money is basically, let's say you're trying to buy a piece of real estate. And instead of going to a bank or an institution, you go to your neighbor. And you know that your neighbor has money in the form of an equity loan, a home equity line of credit on their house. So they have an equity line on their home using the equity. And you go to them and you present to them an opportunity to solve their problem. In other words, you go to your neighbor and you say, Mr. or Mrs. Neighbor, I want to show you an opportunity that will show you how you can use your house to pay for your car payment. How many of you would like your house to pay for your car? Wouldn't that be awesome if your primary residence would pay your car payment every month? But you guys are laughing, being like, yeah, that would be awesome. Well, then why aren't you doing it? If you have equity in your house, a private lender would take the equity in their house, would lend it to someone like myself, lend it to someone like Dr. V, lend it to someone like you, and then you would pay them a return. You would pay them interest on that loan. So let's say the loan costs them 5%. If they take money from their home equity line of credit, let's just assume it's 5%. But what if I were to pay you 10% on that loan, right? So you make me a loan for $100,000 and I pay you 10% on that 100,000, but it's only costing you 5. How much money did you just make? Well, you made 5%, right? Plus you get to write the interest off for the home equity line. So you actually made more than 5%. That would be a private money lender. A private money lender is your friends, your family, your coworkers, people that you know that trust you, that lend money. That's just the simplest form.
That's like hard money lending. Hard money lending, like
hard money lending would be more institution. Yeah, I mean, a hard money lender would be more of an institution, like a group of private lenders come together and then they pool their money and they lend it out. But a private money lender is just somebody, it's you. It's every one of you. Every one of you that have equity in your house, every one of you that have a 401k that you can take a loan, every one of you that have money sitting on the sidelines doing nothing, you could be a private lender. This will show you all about that.
Hey,
too risky. Absolutely correct. I love that. Ava, private money lending is not for everybody. You have to be risk averse. You have to know way more than what I just said. You have to know how to protect yourself and how to mimic the bank. So I love that she said that because you're absolutely correct. But Robin said, I need to loan money. You do need to loan money. You need to be the bank. But if you want to be the bank, you have to learn what the banks do. This book literally shows you step by step how to literally protect yourself. There it is. That's the guide, how to protect yourself if you were going to be a private lender. It step by step goes through and shows you how to have somebody give you a proposal for your private loan. It shows you the paperwork and everything that you would need to mimic exactly what the banks do, private or personal financial statements. I could go on and on, but let's just give the darn book away. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Here, this is kind of a joke. Why did the man put his money in the freezer? Why did the man or woman put their money in the freezer? Best answer gets this one. It's just the best answer wins this one.
How about where can I buy your books? That's a good question.
Yep. So you can buy the book on Amazon. The Private Money Guide is on Amazon. You can do an audiobook or you can buy this cover copy, okay, Amazon, or you can get Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery also on Amazon. And then
look at that.
Oh my God, I like that. It's not the answer. Let's see what else we get. Otherwise, like that's good. Oh, right there. That is it.
That's it.
Terry got it. Oh my God, look at this. Wanted hard assets. Wanted hard assets. So cold, hard cash. It was just a joke, folks. I'm just trying to have some fun with this. But really, let's take a takeaway from that, right? I love that. So Terry gets the book. Oh my gosh, awesome, Terry. That was freaking awesome. Cold, hard cash.
Yeah, let me find that. Okay. So
all right, that was good. That was good. Yeah.
Email Chris at that and tell him which book you won.
All right. So the takeaway for that one is the correlation between many things other than savings vehicles and putting your money in the freezer. So let me kind of give you the lesson behind that. I got a lesson behind all these. We do things with money that basically make us give up control of our money. Think about it. Your whole life, what have you been taught to do with your money? put it in savings accounts, checking accounts, buy CDs, put money in 401ks. In turn, you are effectively giving up control of your most valuable dollars. Your dollars today are worth more than they will ever be worth. They just printed $2 trillion, and that $2 trillion will steal your current dollar's value. It's called inflation. So if your dollars are worth the most today, why would we give up those dollars and put them into something like a 401k? And I'm not saying 401ks are bad, but just hear me out. Put them into something like a 401k, a CD, a savings account, and then wait to take that money back until a much later date. We are allowing someone else to make money on our money. But the takeaway is this. You see, because we are taught to give up control, it's no different than we're taught to do things with money that we would never, ever do with things that money buys. Take this. Would you ever go to the grocery store, buy a nice Italian loaf of bread, come home to your freezer, put it in your freezer, close the door, and then wait 5, 10, or 15 years, then come back and open the freezer, pull that loaf of bread out and be like, awesome, I am going to make garlic bread tonight? Absolutely not. You wouldn't eat that. It'd be freezer burn, just like your money is going to basically be given back to you with weaker dollars later. You see, that's the correlation. We do things with money we would never do with things that money buys. I'm just trying to get you to think about what you're doing with money and what you've been taught. But what do the banks do? Go ahead.
I like what you say. Would you go buy a car, park it in the garage for 5 years and never drive it for 5 years?
Yeah, or the same thing. Would you buy your primary residence and wait 5, 10, 15 years to move into your house?
Yeah. Would you go buy a TV and wait 5 years to turn it on? Like, you wouldn't do it. So why do we do things with money that we wouldn't do with things that money buys? I love that.
Yeah, that is a really good takeaway. And hence why I said that as a joke. Yeah. So why would you put money in your freezer? Because you want hard, cold cash. You want to freeze your cash. And that's it. That's what you're doing with your money. You are freezing the ability to make money when you're putting it somewhere and you're not doing what the banks do. You're not moving your money. So that is an awesome one. Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's see. All right.
What next?
Let's see. Let's give a shirt away because I got a story with this. So this shirt, okay, right here, it's got F-bomb on it, and then it's got a little lesson. Now, this shirt was done by me when I was 16 years old. I was a skateboarder.
Show us the F-bomb again logo. Get it.
Hold on. There it is. F-bomb. F-bomb. That's the logo right there. Flip out's F-bomb. That was the thing. And then this is the little shirt. See the little boy with only one hand? See his other hands, and he's sad. He's got a tear coming down. So let me tell you the story of this. This is me. I didn't cut my hand off, but I'm going to tell you a story. And here's what the story says, and then I'll give you the background. So lesson. There was a little boy who had only one finger on his left hand, and it was his middle finger. And everybody was mad at him because when he waved at them, they thought he was flipping them off. So he cut his finger off. But people were still mad at this little boy because when he waved then, they thought he was shaking his fist at them. So he cut his arm off. But now people were mad at him because he never waved at them anymore. This little boy learned what a foolish thing he had done by changing himself to please everybody else. His life will never be the same. I did this when I was 16 years old. I was a skateboard kid. And I wore baggy pants and I didn't look like all the other kids. And I remember I had my group of friends. I was young. I was literally in 9th grade. I was actually younger than that when I did this. I was probably 15 or whatever I was. But I remember all my friends, when we went to school, we'd skateboard after school. But then they learned about football and they learned that all the cheerleader girls and all the pretty girls were going out with football players. So they stopped their skateboarding and they went to football practice or soccer practice or basketball practice. And they started saying, Chris, you got to come over and play football. Why are you still skateboarding? And I said, okay. So I went and played football for one night and I realized how much I didn't like it. I was a little guy. Like I got my ass handed to me. But then I went back to skateboarding, but all my friends were still doing that. They changed their look. They changed their image. They stopped talking to me because I was that punk snowboard kid when they were the big Ivy League or varsity football players. Now, I'm not saying anything about football players, but essentially, I would have had to have changed who I was to fit the mold of what they wanted, just so that the girls would like me more. This shirt was because of that. because I did try to change myself. I did start dressing differently, and I hated who I was in my own skin. The important lesson behind this is don't change yourself to please other people.
Hey, Chris,
Be who you are, and people will respect you for that.
can you send me one of those shirts in a small for my daughter who's about to turn 14?
Absolutely. Just
Her
send me an
birthday is
email
in
and
a week.
say a small. All right. That's awesome. I certainly will. A small lesson. And send me your address. Okay, so for that shirt, and I had to tell that story. It's such an important lesson, right? Don't change yourself. Some of the most successful people I know, billionaires, they don't wear fancy suits, drive fancy cars just because everybody thinks that that's what a billionaire should do. They're who they are. They go fishing, they wear ripped up jeans, they drive an F-150 because that's who they want to be, and it's who they've always been. The second you change yourself, you are not comfortable in your own skin, and everybody else will see the same thing. They will see that you are not true to yourself. So the question I'm going to ask on that one, all right, is this. What threat to your money is this joke referring to? After years of putting money into a savings account, a wife tells her stay-at-home husband the good news. Honey, we've finally got enough money to buy what we've been saving for since 1979. And her husband blushes with giddy excitement. And he says, you mean that brand new Cadillac, he asks? And she says, no. She says, no, a 1979 Cadillac. So the biggest question I want to ask you is, if she saved for that long to do that one thing that her husband wanted, that good news her husband was looking for, why was it that all that time went by and all that savings money was put into that savings account, yet they could only buy a 1979 Cadillac? But, back in 1979, they dreamed of having a Cadillac. So she was fulfilling her dream. But her husband wanted a new Cadillac, yet they only had enough money for a 1979 Cadillac. What happened to their money that they were putting into the savings account that made it so that they were unable to fulfill the dream that the husband wanted? What was that? The car was cheaper later? Nope. These are two things that happen to every single one of our money if we don't understand it. No, it has nothing to do with the car. Saved in the market. Absolutely did not save in the market. She used a savings account. Nope. We talked about this already, folks. I'll give you a little hint. We already mentioned this. There's two things that happened that stopped their ability to make money. Oh, okay. So that's one right there. So Go Power Go Go, that is one. But Go Power Go Go, can you tell me the second thing that would have hit their money each and every single year? So Go Go, tell me. Go now. So inflation and what else? What else happened? It didn't depreciate. No, the savings accounts don't typically have fees, although there probably are fees in savings accounts. So Mr. Go-Go, what was it? It was inflation and what else that stopped them from achieving their goals? Not fees. Inflation is correct, but there's two pieces. No. There's one other thing. If not, I'm going to give it to Go-Go. No, not low interest, but that's a good one. I like that. There it is. Cher got the second one. So it's inflation and taxes. Inflation and taxes. If you want your money to grow, you should be learning how to make uninterrupted compound interest. Mm-hmm. However, if you make uninterrupted compound interest in a vehicle like a savings account or a brokerage account, but yet every year inflation hits your money, if you're not making at least 2 or 3% on your money, you're losing to inflation every year. Secondly, if your money gets taxed every year, your money's getting hit. Let me ask all of you this question. If I offered you $1 million right now, would you take the $1 million, or would you take 1 penny doubled every day for 30 days? What would be the answer? Well, most of you should say the penny, because the $1 million would be $1 million and you'd be taxed on that $1 million. Okay. But forget about the taxation. The 1 penny doubled every day for 30 days demonstrates uninterrupted compound interest. Does anyone know? And let's do another prize for a book. If a penny doubled every day for 30 days, how much money would you have in the 30th day for mapping out the millionaire mystery? We're doing a double round here.
Someone's going to Google it real quick.
That's okay. But first person wins the book. So if you're Googling, you're not going to get it. How much money would a penny double to after 30 days of 1 penny doubling every single day? What is the answer to that? This question, this little demonstration's been around forever.
I know.
Not $1 million. Ava, if it was only $1 million, you would have taken the dollar or the $1 million that I was offering to give you. Or maybe Ava's saying she would have taken the $1 million. 100,000? No. 1 penny doubled every day for 30 days.
Come on, guys.
Seriously.
$1 million.
Holy cow. So everyone so far would have taken, well, okay, Nisha, you're right. But how much? How much over $1 million? Oh, look at that. That's it. Paula got it. $5.3 million. 1 penny doubled every day for 30 days would be $5.3 million. Wow. So all of you that said you would have taken $1 million, you simply don't understand the power of uninterrupted compound interest. This book teaches you how to get true uninterrupted compound interest, the same kind of compound interest that Albert Einstein calls the eighth wonder of the world. But now $5.3 million. How much? And this is just a guess, and I'll tell you the answer. If you had to pay taxes on those gains every single time you made gains in that equation, right? If every time you made money in that penny doubling, if you made money and you had to pay tax on that money, how much would you end up having? The answer is 500 and some thousand. If you had to pay tax on that 5.3 million as it was building, you would only have a smidgen over 500.
In other words, because the taxes are taking money out of that account,
it's only doubling on the lesser of the tax.
Lesser amount. And so instead of having $5.3 million, you don't have 500,000. That's crazy.
Yeah. So the important takeaway on that, and I can't remember who it was that won this, but just make sure you give me your address. This book will change your life. This book shows you a vehicle that's been around over 200 years that will continuously pay you uninterrupted compound interest on your money. Now, let's talk about that, which means no taxes on your money, which means no fees are going to interrupt your money. But the other thing it means, this concept also means that you have the ability to take your money and use your money while it's still earning interest. Imagine a savings account or a bank that allowed you to go and put your money in the bank. And then 30 days later, you go back to that same bank and you take all your money out. But the teller says, oh, Mr. Naugle, I'm glad you're here to take all of your money. We're still going to continue to pay you interest on that money. I just want you to know that. We're going to charge you interest on that money that you take, but it's going to be less interest than what we're going to pay you. So I just want you to know that by you taking all your money out of the bank, we're still going to continue paying you interest. Is that what your bank does? No. But you see, the wealthy know something different, and they have for over 200 years. They know a way to use their money, but still make money on that money. If you want to know how, this is the book, and somebody just won it. All right.
And real quick, Chris, you did a 30-minute video showing people how you're setting up a system, a banking system to pay for your daughter's college tuition, your 3-week-old baby.
It is that system.
Anybody can get that video.
This is this book and that video, but the video is neat because it's my story. It's my banking system I just set up. It's my 7th one that I've set up, and it is for my daughter's college. However, what I just told you, do you think I'm just putting money into a 529 or into a bank account for Vivi? Heck no. I'm putting money in something that I'm immediately going to go back into that account, and I'm going to take that money out and I'm going to go buy real estate. I'm going to lend that money out as a private investor. I'm going to lend that money out as a private lender. I'm going to use that money to pay off my debt. Then I'm going to take what I'm giving Visa and I'm going to put that money back in that same account.
And anybody can get that video if they just email chris@themoneymultiplier.com and say, send me the video. Saw you on Dr. V's video. So you should get about 300 emails from this. So
that's okay.
Make that happen, everybody.
We'll handle it.
You got to see it. We want to see that video because that's you just shot that video. It's a totally new video, and you can only watch it if you email chris@themoneymultiplier.com.
And I'll tell you why I did the video. I did it because I was doing a mastermind for a private group. And I was just like, I got to show these people how I use this. I always talk about this concept. I talk about how other people are using it, but I've never shown how I use it. So I literally I quickly threw together this silly PowerPoint and I just showed my exact illustration showing every year until I'm 75 years old. And I showed how my money grows. And I show you the returns I get. Just for an example, my money makes 10.1% by the 5th year. Is your money making 10.1% or I'm sorry, 10.7% in 5 years without taking on any risk, without losing control of your money, without having to leave my money parked anywhere? I'm using my money and I'm making 10.7%. You're going to watch this video and you're going to say to yourself, this looks too good to be true. And then you just got to do your research because I'm telling you, it's not. It's been around forever. It's been right under your nose. You even know what it is. You just don't know how to use it the way the wealthy do. That's it. It's just changing one thing, folks. One thing.
So how much do you start an account with? Cher wants to know. She won a prize earlier.
Sure. The accounts, I mean, it's like a bank account. You start it with whatever dollar amount you want. My account that you're going to see the video shows $10,000 per year being deposited. And then I do the same example on 100,000 a year, but you could start a plan with 500 a month. Usually what you want to do is take your age times 10. Okay. Age times 10. I'm 42. So that would be 420. That would be the minimum I could put away into this system to make it work. So that's how you do it. That's the minimum. The maximum,
a year.
a month. That would be a month. Age times 10 gives you your minimum monthly. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay. Because of compound interest. Or a max would be 1 million per year. That's the most that you can put into those accounts. They're capped at $1 million. Are we ready for another book?
Let's do it.
How about one more private money guide? Because I know everybody got pretty excited about this book. So let's do one more. And I'm going to do a simple one. Let's see. This is an interesting one. And I don't even know if I know the answer to this, but we're going to ask it because somebody's going to know. Name one of the top 3 richest people in the world. But I'm going to up the ante on this because you can't just do one. I need you to name the top 2 richest people in the world, the most wealthy people in the world. Who are the top
3?
Just do 2. But I needed the top 3 richest people in the world. But just give me 2 of them. Who are
3? Because it changes.
It does. It changes all the time. I don't even know who they are. I think I do. Bill Gates
and Gates.
Buffett and Gates.
No, I don't think.
No, I don't think that's it. You're close though. You're close. I'd probably have to Google it, but I think I'll know it when I see it.
Buffett and Bezos.
I think that might be it. Actually, I think that's the one. If someone wants to fact check this, can someone fact check and give me the answer to this? So I think that might be it. Buffett and Bezos. I think they might be the 2 wealthiest people right now. I don't think Bill Gates is anymore. What'd you say?
Yeah, I don't think it's Bill Gates anymore either.
Okay, I don't think Bill Gates. I think he got knocked out of it. But you might be right. Jeff Bezos and Buffett. So that was the other answer we got. And I think that is correct. I really, truly believe that's the answer.
So it was.
So who was it that gave that first answer for Buffett?
Robin. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
It was Robin.
Yeah. So Robin, unless I'm wrong, which that's pretty darn close, and I think that's the answer. I didn't have the answer written down because I figured you would know better than me. But you get the book, The Private Money Guide, because it's fun. It's fun. But the other thing too to understand about the wealthiest people in the world is I want to ask you a question.
Erica's mom again.
The Rockefellers, the wealthiest family for sure. Total. Well, the Rothschilds, I think, are wealthier than the Rockefellers. Yeah. So Buffett and Bezos. So yeah, that is it. So
you actually had people say Rothschilds and things like that too.
Yeah, they're the wealthiest family. I was looking for individuals though, not families. Yeah. So, but you're right. So all of you are correct. You know, like with wealth. I mean, but the takeaway for that is really just understanding that wealthy people. Okay, so just let's pick on Buffett and Bezos. Do the wealthiest people in the world who have more money than they could ever spend in their entire lifetime, do they not work? Do they not go out there and do good things and do charitable giving and try to help other people? No. Actually, they're the ones you hear the most about. Maybe not so much Bezos right now, but definitely Buffett. I mean, let's be honest. But I mean, wealthy people by general, like if you look at what they do, not all of them, but most of them, especially Buffett, they do a lot of good. And he doesn't have to work a day in his life. And what is he doing? Working harder than he's ever worked. He's constantly reading. He's constantly studying. He's constantly evolving. He's constantly trying to build and make and buy companies and build them up. Why? Why would somebody that doesn't have to work a day in their life, that could just vacation around the world, the whole thing? Now, you might say Buffett's too old, but you know, there's more to that. That man eats cheeseburgers and cherry Coke every day.
You got fact checked it.
There we go. World Bezos, net worth 116. And Bill Gates, net worth 99. And then Arnold. So Bill Gates is wealthier than, oh my gosh, you got me. So that is wrong. Holy smokes. I think the blonde Christine is going to take this because she fact checks it. But I knew Bezos was up there. I thought Buffett was still up there, but okay. So I told you I didn't know the answer. I'm being honest. Bill Gates, really? Last I knew, Bill Gates wasn't the wealthiest. So Dr. V, I'm going to let you pick and choose who gets that one because she just fact checked it. Look at that. Let's give it to both. I got plenty of books. So both of you get the Private Money Guide because of the effort. So I didn't know that. And the biggest thing I was trying to kind of get off there, same thing with Bill Gates. I don't particularly like Bill Gates, but it doesn't matter. The man is still working. You could argue that he's still doing good things with his money, but he used to be out for the right causes. But that's the whole thing. They understand a common universal law. And that common universal law is something that Zig Ziglar said. If you help enough people get what they want, you too will get what you want. If you go out there and you give and you focus your life on giving and helping other people solve their problems, your problems will be solved. But that's not what we do. We focus on our own problems. Selfishly, we always fixate on our own issues, our own problems, and we think other people care about that. If you just left your problems at home and you went out there and you focused every single day on helping change just one person's life in the simplest ways, make them smile, make somebody laugh, give somebody a positive compliment, help somebody, an older woman cross the street, bring food to an elderly neighbor that you know can't go out and get food. One little act of kindness every day, I guarantee you, your life will change. You will find riches, and riches don't always come in money. I know some of the richest people are the most miserable people. Your wealth isn't measured by how much money is in your bank. Your wealth is measured by your happiness.
Amen, brother.
That was the last thing I want to leave with, because that is the most powerful.
I want to challenge you on this for a little bit. And I absolutely agree with everything you just said. Help other people, you'll get what you want. So as a physician myself, front line right now with the COVID and all that sort of stuff. And we were very hardworking people. But man, your doctors are getting screwed. Their value, their payment, everything's going down. So why is that? Why do you think that's the case? Why are doctors not getting rewarded for their efforts, for helping people, putting their lives at risk, all that sort of stuff? Now, some people think that physicians make a lot of money, and we do, but relative to how hard they work and the risk and the amount of schooling you have to do, a family practice doctor might only make $150,000 a year for having gone to college, med school, residency. And then, as you know, taxes are going to take a third of that. No, so why is that? Why are these hardworking doctors not getting the financial rewards like they used to?
I think a lot of it comes down to greed. I think the hospitals and the medical industry as a whole is a very greedy industry with self-serving motives. So that is not the motive of giving. That is the motive of greed. I think it has a lot to do with the pharmaceuticals and everything else that all comes into that. I think doctors are out there doing their front line, right? They're taking the most risk, especially now. Like, we should all be thanking every nurse, every RN, every doctor out there, because they're doing, they're putting themselves in the front line, just like a warrior would in war. But I don't think that you're right. I work with a lot of doctors, and a lot of people were brought up to think doctors make tons of money. They do, but because they're mostly W-2 employees, they give so much of it back in taxes, in the insurance. Holy crap, your insurance, your E&O insurance is outrageous. Yeah. So doctors at the end of the day don't make what you think they do, but they have to work harder than most people. Plus, they have to go to school for 8 years. I think it just comes down to greed. I think the industry is a very greedy industry, the medical industry, and not greedy from the doctor standpoint, but the companies that have to pay, the insurance companies, first and foremost. Secondly, the pharmaceutical companies. I don't know. You'd have a better answer. That's just me speculating.
Yeah, I do have an answer. We've basically given up too much of our power to other industries. And the reason why we did that is because we do not, as a collective group, on average, doctors do not have very much financial savvy. And the ones who try to be financially savvy fall for the old rules of money. Give your money away to a financial investor, my money man, my person who's going to put it away in a 401k and diverse plan portfolio. That's the average doctor. And then every now and then you'll get one that says, no, I'm the smartest guy in the room. I've been to school. I can do this. So they start day trading stocks and they start trying to manage their own portfolio. You know what happens there? their portfolio does this because, they have, one eye on the practice. They have one eye on their retirement, and they can't win. And we've just given up our power because we don't know how money really works. We are duped. That's it. We're easily taken there.
That's the best answer you could have ever done, which goes back to what we've been talking about the whole time. We are taught to give up control of our money. That's it. That's what the basis comes down to. That is a perfect way to end this.
I was actually setting you up.
That was freaking awesome. That was awesome. My answer was totally wrong, but I was kind of dancing around it with the insurance companies and the hospitals. You're giving up control.
It's everything that you teach, Chris. This is like, we give up control of our money. Doesn't matter how much you make. If you don't know how to control it, you're always going to be in the loser seat, man. So I love what you're doing. I love what you're teaching. As we wrap up, tell us one more time, because I want to get everybody to send you an email for that free video. Chris at themoneymultiplier.com. You shot a 30-minute video that's going to show them how they can get control back of their money, right?
It is. It's going to show you how my plan, my personal plan that I just set up, is going to give me control of my money, allow me to make uninterrupted compound interest, give me access and control to take that money out anytime I want without answering any questions, filling out any forms, or doing anything, just clicking a button. And I get to use my own money and still make interest and dividends on that money while I'm using it. And the best part, remember we talked about taxes. Whatever I make inside of this vehicle, I pay no taxes on. If you want to know what that secret is, you want to know what the wealthiest people, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, what they created, actually more the Rockefellers created back in their time, this banking system, that's what this video will show you, but in a very personal way. My daughter is the reason I did this plan. If you want to see what I did for my daughter and why I did it and how it's going to benefit my entire family and future generations of my family, watch that video. There is no sales to it. There's no pitch to it. There is nothing but just education at the truest form of me literally being transparent and showing you why I do what I do, why I teach what I do, and why I am out on a mission to be America's #1 money mentor, to teach people how to take back control of their money so that they don't have to be slaves to the financial world that we live in.
That's awesome. You got a lot of people sending you emails. Hey, man, I just appreciate your time. I'd love to have you back in a couple of weeks.
Sure.
Maybe explain, after everybody has watched this money multiplier video that you're going to talk about, we just have you get on your little board and explain that flywheel again. And I think that would be a great way to see it in action. You know,
I think that would be wonderful.
Awesome, bro.
Absolutely. Well, you guys all have a good weekend. Thank you for joining me for this little thing, and I'll get this stuff shipped out.
You're so generous with your time. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you. We'll talk.
How great is Chris Naugle, man? Give it up for my brother, Chris Naugle, my brother from another mother. And I promise you, man, he's not like Dr. B. He's got a whole team, a whole crew. He's got assistants. They're gonna get that shit shipped out to you right away. And he's the real deal. Over $50 million worth of real estate deals. He just uses money multipliers. The system he's talking about just paid for his wife's new Porsche SUV. Yes, he actually said it was a Porsche. And so there are a lot of people on the internet that are fakes and pretenders. Chris ain't one of them. He was all in the high-end finance system. He was a high earner. He lost it all. He has a story, man. He was like one little check away. He was so close to bankruptcy, and he built his way back up using this system. He gives it all away up for free. I attended this meeting about 5 or 6 years ago, and this guy wanted to charge me $20,000 to use this exact same system that Chris is trying to teach you. $20,000 a year to have access to the system that Chris Naugle is giving away for free. So do yourself a favor. Just send him an email. It's a 30-minute video. It's free. We're not trying to sell you anything. There's nothing to buy. There's no credit card information. All you got to do, change your life. How do you do that? How do I change my life, Dr. B? Send that fucking email to Chris. Get over yourself. Get over yourself, right? Right here, Chris at themoneymultiplier.com. Send me the video. Just put the subject line, Chris, send me the video. Send him a cute message. You know, hey, thanks for being on Dr. V's show. I'd love to see the 30-minute video. And his team will be on it, right? And congratulations to everybody who won a prize. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll have Chris back on in a couple weeks to explain the money multiplier. So if you send an email to Chris at themoneymultiplier.com, watch the 30-minute free video, no sales, there's no sales to it. And then in a couple weeks, I'll have him back on to explain. And then you've done your homework. It'll make more sense. And right, we're here to change. That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Open carefully. Open yourself. Open carefully. All right. Take care. Bye.